Question 6. There are n counters in a bag. 4 of the counters are red and the rest are blue. Ross takes a counter from the bag at random and does not replace it. He then takes another counter at random from the bag. The probability that Ross takes 2 blue counters is 1/3. Show that n squared minus 13n plus 30 equal to 0. Right, so we know that the we got red and blue, and the total is n. So which means if there are 4 reds, then the blue has to be n minus 4. So that's what we need to do. Then we can go through the process of elimination. So we'll start here. If we take the first red, well, because there are 4 reds, so the ratio of that is going to be 4 over n. If we then take the second red, because that's what the question wants. No, that's not what the question wants. So if we take the second red, we're going to have, well, 4 minus 1. Well, it puts it back in the bag, didn't it? So it takes it and does not replace it. So that will be, we now have 3 left over n minus 1. What happens if he takes red and then he takes blue? Well, if he takes the red, so we now have 3 left. So, but the blue hasn't been taken, so we're going to have n minus 4 over 3. Over n minus 4 over n minus 1. Because that's what the total will now be left, n minus 1. But blue, you have to do n minus 4, the ratio, over n minus 1, because they're already taking around 1 red out. What happens if you take a blue out first? Because you're taking the first blue out, and blue is n minus 4, it's going to be n minus 4 over n. N minus 4 over n. What happens if you take another blue out? Which is what the question wants. Because you're already taking 1 blue out. So now you're going to have n minus 4 minus 1 over n minus 1. So that will be the second blue. If you take a red out, it will be 9. So you haven't taken any red out before. So that will be 4 over n minus 1. So that will be a red. So this is what we need. We need this bit here. And that can be written as n minus 5 over n minus 1. So that's what we need. So to now go through the process, we need this line here. We need those bit here and that bit here. That's what we need. And that is equal to 1/3. So I can start by saying n minus 1, n minus 5, this one here, because that's what this is equal to, n minus 5 over n minus 1 times this one, n minus 4 over n, and that equals 1/3. So we got n minus 5 into bracket n minus 4 over n into bracket n minus 1 equals 1/3. Cross multiply again, so cross multiply, and you will get 3 into bracket n minus 5 n minus 4 will be equal to n into bracket n minus 1. Okay, so that's what we're going to get. So now we need to expand this one. So let's expand that first, and then multiply the lot by 3, and then we'll expand it. So 3 into bracket n times n, n squared, n times minus 4, minus 4n, minus 5 times n, minus 5n, minus 5 times minus 4, plus 20, equal to n squared minus n. N times n, n squared, n times minus 1, minus n. If we then multiply out by 3, so we're going to get 3 n squared minus 12. Well, that's minus 9. Minus 9 times 3, 27. 27 n, because that's minus 9. Minus 9 times 3 is minus 27, plus 60 equals to n squared minus n. Take all these on the right to the left, so that would be 3n squared minus n squared minus 27n plus n plus 60 equal to 0. So that would be 2n squared minus 26n plus 60 equal to 0. If I divide both sides by 2, I'm going to get n squared minus 13n plus 30 equal to 0. And that satisfies the question that we need to show. We need to show that, and we've got that. So that's the first part, and that's 5 marks. And the second part is to find the value of n. What that meant, we need to solve the problem, factorize it. And so to factorize that, we've got n squared minus 13n plus 30. Okay, we can do it by saying, well, a equals 1, b equals minus 13, c equals 30. AC means that 1 times 30 equals 30. Two numbers I can multiply together to get 30, and when I add them together I get minus 13. I'm looking at minus 10 minus 3. When you add them together you get minus 13. And if I stick n here and n there, I get minus 13n. So if I replace the minus 13 here with this and I plug it in there, so then I'm going to get n squared minus 10n minus 3n plus 30 equal to 0. So I've just replaced minus 13n with this one here. So I'll replace that with that. Common factors, I can see those. There's a common factor there, there's a common factor there. Okay, so with that common factor, take n out. So I'm going to get n minus 10. Take minus 3 out. I'm going to get n minus 10 equal to 0. I can see another common factor, which means if I take those out, I'm going to get n minus 10 is a common factor. What's left is n minus 3, open bracket, n minus 3. Find the value of n, and that equal to 0. If I set that to 0, so that means n minus 10 equal to 0, and that implies that n equals 10. And if I set that to 0, n minus 3 equal to 0, and that implies n equals 3. So what are the values of n? N cannot be 3 because then that would be negative. If I put 3 there in the for b, if I put 3 there, that would be minus 1. And that cannot be right because negative does not b cannot be negative. So n has to be 10. So n has to be 10. So therefore, n equals 10. So you can see why you cannot put n equals 3 there. 3 minus 4 is minus 1. So that will not be right. So n equals 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. That means when red is 4, blue is 6. And the total will be 10 because 4 plus 6 is 10.